And now when we say about problem, there are two kinds of problems in the life of a person. Two kinds of problem. One is a problem that can be solved. One is a problem that cannot be solved. And if it's a problem that can be solved, there is no tension. You just go ahead and solve that problem. For example, your car is dirty and you found that you can't go anywhere in front of some respected people with this car. And that's the problem. What is the solution? Go get the car cleaned. That is the solution. Now you have a problem, you have a throat problem, like some kitch problem you have. This is the problem. And now what is the solution? Do something. There are tablets available in the medical store. And there are many ways to come out of this. Some Ayurveda, homeo medicine you can take, come out of that problem. Suppose if you have a problem which cannot be solved, for example, your problem is that you are born without having two legs. It's an unsolvable problem. So what can we do? I have no two legs. So what is that? My life, I will be always on the bed. Never think like that. What you need, there are dwarf people. There are people with polio, affected by polio. And there are people because of accident and all, they were paralyzed. And some people can't speak, some people can't see, blind people, some people are limping, many problems are there. Some of them are not solvable, but at the same time what you can do is, you can find out a solution which is much more healthier, stronger than the problem you have. You always can, either you always can sit there complaining that I have this problem and that problem, or else you can come out of that problem by doing something different in order to overcome this trouble. I'll tell you one example. I know a person, a very genuine person. He got married. Now he's an elderly person, and before some 35 years, he got married. And after marriage, he came to understand that his wife is a really irritating lady. She irritates everyone, not just husband alone, even the children she irritates, having some mental agony she has. So irritates the neighbors, irritates the church members, irritating her own relatives, and she irritates everyone. And this man is finally fed up of his wife. What to do? He can't divorce her, he can't throw her away because of children and all. And so he was totally limited because of this lady. She fights with everyone outside, the neighbors especially. And the neighbors are like raging against this family because of that lady. And then this man, what he did is, it was a challenge for me what he did actually. He is a very humble man. He decided to help the neighbors. He went into the problems of the neighbors. He started helping like a servant. The neighbors were all receiving his. Finally, a day came when the situation was like the neighbors, whenever they are in need of anything, they came to ask advices to this man. Whenever they needed a help, they came to ask advices to him, take his help. And he has become a person who is much loved by the neighbors. And it took long time, at least 10-15 years it took for him to get a good report from his neighbors, because that much was the trouble his wife had made in that community. And after so many years, they all started loving him, at the same time unloving his wife. And finally, there was a lot of peace in his family. One day I was talking to this man and I asked, why are you helping all people, even without sleep and without considering any of his personal he's spending his own money, going to houses and helping wherever help is needed. Especially during the corona, he helped many people, going into the houses of people who were seriously affected with COVID-19. He went there giving food, things there. And he was there. I asked him, why are you doing like this? And then he said, this is the way I find meaning. I find some sort of joy and peace in my life. And that is why I am doing. And I believe it is God's call in my life. That is what he said.